Hello and welcome to Reading Philosophy with Ometa. Today I present to you the three theories of truth. Epistemology is a branch of philosophy where we discuss how we come to know what we know, and this is where my love for philosophy started. When I was looking for an admission into the University of Ibadan, my first choice area of discipline was history and diplomatic studies, and took philosophy and public affairs as my second choice. I was admitted first to study my first choice, that is history and diplomatic studies. After paying my acceptance fees and then my school fees, I was issued a matriculation number. After the matriculation and on returning to Enugu, I bought all the course materials on history and diplomatic studies and was studying the course wholeheartedly and was happy and very passionate about the discipline. Later on, when I wanted to register my courses from the portal, I noticed that the program has been changed from history and diplomatic studies to philosophy and public affairs. I tried to reach the student support unit on phone and email, and I was told until school resumed. But again, it just occurred to me to start reading philosophy in case the school insists on that. However, before then, I love philosophy not because I know much about the discipline, but because I always like to philosophize, and I love reading books from philosophers. As I wasn't in Ibadan to get the course materials on philosophy and start studying ahead, I resort to researching and studying from the internet. What drew me to the discipline with a strong bond of love that I totally forget about history and diplomatic studies and never bother to contact the school authority again for it to be changed, were epistemology and the theory of justification of a true knowledge. I am the nature that love to know the truth, as they so called it, and nothing but the truth. In our belief today, especially on religion, politics, social and culture, I want to know the truth. Does God really exist? Is there such a thing like spiritual world, or do I have a soul that lives after I have died physically? Where did the death come from, and why is it so powerful? Why is it that there are so many suffering and wickedness in this world? I want to know why things are the way they are. Some religious people and other members of the society have tried to provide me with some answers, but I always notice some elements of bias in what they say. So, because I wasn't that always satisfied with what people do say about true knowledge and true belief, I was extremely excited when I come across the theory of truth in philosophy. I believe anyone who has been as curious as I was, who have asked this series of questions about knowledge and what actually a true belief is, what are the things that can justify what our religious leaders told us on the things we hold so dear as a source of true knowledge, such as the Holy Bible or the Holy Books? Anyone who has truly reflected on these questions will definitely like to consult the various theories of truth to find out if actually truth is a road that leads to reality. I am going to limit this discussion on the three main theories of truth as signified in our course material, course code PHI 104, Methodology of Rational Inquiry, University of Ibadan, and as well as was instructed by the lecturer in the assignment given. These three theories are correspondence, coherence, and pragmatic theory of truth. Correspondent theory of truth. This theory established that whatever idea or belief that correspond with fact is truth and false if it does not correspond with fact. What this theory is saying in sense is that beliefs are true when it corresponds to some facts about the world. If there is an agreement between a position made about the present reality, there is truth. Thus, the belief that the University of Ibadan is the Nigeria Premier University is true because of the fact that it is being recently assessed, confirmed and established. That Barack Obama was once elected President of America is a true belief because of the fact that has been established that a man named Barack Obama once occupied the White House as the President of the United States of America. The fact that there are some students who could not write the last semester Philosophy 103 papers because of the exam clashes between Post 112 and Philosophy 103 is true because of the fact that we witnessed at least 2 female students who were sent out because they entered when the exam almost ended. That whatsoever must be established as truth must align with the reality is an idea that I really reflect on and must not be swept under the carpet if we must look for what truth is. Therefore, we must examine 3 keywords here: truth, belief, and fact, to find out if they relate to each other or a property of each other or exist independently on their own. First of all, what is truth generally speaking? Most English dictionary defined truth as that which is in correspondence with fact or reality. This agrees with the correspondence theory of truth. That as used here is not just a pronoun but a determiner which either stands for subjectivity or objectivity. What this means is that anything which in reality attributes to what exists physically and abstractly, if it corresponds to a fact, truth is established. Thus, whatever exists in whichever form that corresponds to a fact is what is known as truth. So now, what is this fact that things must correspond to before we can get truth? The common definition of facts states that fact is anything that is known or approved to be true. I think this definition is contradictory as well. If a word like real has been used, I would have gone to look for the meaning of real. If you say that truth is anything that is in correspondence with fact and fact is anything that is known or approved to be true, what you are saying is that truth cannot defend itself. It cannot stand alone. It can only depend on facts, and because it cannot stand alone to establish what is real, truth cannot defend reality. And the reason it cannot defend reality is because even the fact that things must attach themselves to in order to give us the truth have to be empirically proven. I know many philosophers may disagree with Ometa on this, but my question is, can everything we often qualify as truth correspond with facts? If yes, then you have to redefine truth so it will not be at the borderline between reality and that which is assumed or appear to be real. I am looking for a word that can on its own stand and defend a state of being and actuality. A word which, after defining it, will not be defending reality and at the same time defending a belief or that which appear or assume to be real. But if you answer no, that everything we often qualify as truth does not correspond with fact, then truth is contradictory because it is not defending fact alone, it is also defending belief and assumption. Therefore, truth has only ambiguously defined a state of existence and being. I mean, a word that defines a state of reality as opposed to that which is said to be unreality or the so-called falsehood is not supposed to open to a multiple interpretation. Now, why do I say that truth is opened to a multiple interpretation? Based on the definition of truth and facts, let us examine the qualities of facts and the qualities of truth. Thank you for viewing. Please subscribe to this channel so you will be alerted whenever a new video is uploaded. This discussion in e-sequentiability will start where we stop next time, which is the qualities of truth. You can't afford to miss the qualities of truth. I remain your humble host, Ometa Tabansi Mikael.